video lecture number 45 4.2 To Serve with Love part 4. Hello dear students and dear friends. In my last video lecture I discussed the synopsis of the extract or the chapter 17 from the original novel To Serve with Love, which is given in this lesson. Friends, today too I will continue with this same lesson To Serve with Love, and I will discuss this chapter 17 or this extract, which is given in the form of chapter 17 and taken from the novel To Serve with Love by E.R. Braithwaite. Now this chapter 17 is given in this lesson to motivate and encourage you and to create interest in you to read this novel entirely, or to read this novel To Serve with Love by E.R. Braithwaite entirely on your own. Now this chapter 17 is taken from the original novel To Serve with Love by E.R. Braithwaite. This chapter is given in this lesson just to motivate you, encourage you, and to create interest in you to read this novel To Serve with Love by E.R. Braithwaite entirely on your own, and to understand the different features of novels like plot, characters, background or setting, theme of the novel, narration technique, etc. etc. This is the only purpose of this chapter. Now I would like to start with this chapter, that is chapter 17, which is given in this lesson. So let's start reading of this extract, which is in the form of chapter 17 from the novel To Serve with Love. So friends, open your textbook of English and see this chapter on page number 181, or you can also read it on the screen in front of you. I will read this chapter sentence by sentence and I will explain you accordingly. Chapter 17, To Serve with Love, chapter 17. The half-yearly report of the Students' Council was on November 5th and was one of the important days in the calendar of Greenslade School. I had already told you that Ricky Braithwaite, the writer himself, is the narrator of this novel, and it is some sort of autobiographical novel, you may say. Here he tells his own experiences in his own life, and he says that the half yearly report of the Students' Council was on November 15th, and it was one of the most important days in the calendar of the Greenslade School, where he was working as a teacher. I had heard quite a deal about these occasions and became as excited as the children as the day approached. The writer says that he had heard quite a deal. He had heard too much about these occasions of presenting the report of the Students' Council, and he was very much excited as the children, or just like the children, as this day 15th November was approaching. It was entirely their day, arranged presented and controlled by them. It was the day of the students. It was the day of the students. It was the day of the children. That report day, half yearly report day of the students was entirely of the students' day, children's day, which was completely arranged and presented and controlled by them. I observed the activities of my class as they prepared for it, nothing with pride, the business like way in which tasks were allocated and fitted into a neat program. The narrator says that he observed the activities of his class as they prepared for it, as his students prepared for it, and nothing with the pride like that business like way in which the tasks were allocated. Means whatever the tasks were allotted the students of his class, they were not given to them professionally, just plainly they were given, but they were quite worthy of that program. They were neatly prepared. They were not in the form of professional wage or in the form of professional skills, but they were properly made and they were allocated and they were properly made for or worthy to be for that program. So they were neatly made for that neat program. There were whispered conferences with members of other classes in the arrangement of it. There were whispered conferences with members of other classes in the arrangement of it. As Braithwaite's class was quite famous because of the behavior of the students of that class, so there was quite whispered conferences about his class with other classes regarding the arrangement of this. On that day there was no assembly. On that day there was no assembly. Assembly is one of the activities of the daily routine of the schools. On that day there was no assembly of the students. The children arrived smartly dressed and polished, and Miss Joseph and Denham, who seemed to be the important officials for the occasion, moved about among their colleagues, ensuring that each one was ready to play his or her part. So the children arrived smartly dressed. The children were dressed smartly and polished. Means the dresses of the children were quite nice. They were dressed smartly, and Miss Joseph and Denham, the students in the class of the narrator Ricky Braithwaite, seemed to be the important officials for the occasion of presenting the half yearly report of their class, and they moved about among their colleagues, ensuring that each one was ready to play his or her part. And Miss Joseph and Denham, they moved about among their colleagues, means other students, ensuring that each student is ready to play his or her part and to do his or her presentation regarding the progress of his class in that half yearly report. A bell was rung at 10 a.m. and everyone trooped into the auditorium to sit together in classes. Trooped means moved together in large numbers. Trooped means moved together in large numbers. A bell was rung at 10 a.m. and everyone moved together into the auditorium to sit together in classes. Miss Joseph and Denham, the two most senior students, sat on the stage, one on each side of Mr. Florian, who, as soon as everyone was seated and silent, stood and addressed the school. Miss Joseph and Denham, Miss Joseph and Denham, the students from the narrator Braithwaite's class, they were the most senior students. They sat on the stage. One sat beside Mr. Both of them sat at the each side of Mr. Florian, the teacher, who, as soon as everyone is seated and became silent, stood and addressed the school. So Miss Joseph and Denham, they both sat at the each side of Mr. Florian, one of the teachers in that school, and as soon as everyone seated there in that auditorium and became silent, Mr. Florian stood and addressed the school. He spoke at length, reiterating the aims and policy of the school and of the important contribution each child could make to the furtherance of those aims. Furtherance means the advancement of a scheme or interest. Furtherance means the advancement of a scheme or interest. He spoke at length, reiterating means repeating or repeating. Reiterating means repeating. He spoke at proper length, repeating the aims and policies of the school and of the important contribution each child could make to the advancement of those aims. He gave praise whether it was indicated, but instead that there was yet a great deal to be done by themselves towards a general improvement in conduct, cleanliness, and the pursuit of knowledge. Now see, Mr. Florian gave praise wherever it was indicated. At the time of giving praise, he praised the students. But he insisted that there was yet a great deal of work to be done. So Mr. Florian, the teacher who was addressing the school, he was telling and repeating the aims and policies of the school and expecting that the students should give their important contribution towards the advancement and fulfillment of those aims and policies of the school. He gave praise. He praised the students, or he gave praise to the students from time to time whenever it was needed. But he also insisted the students to do a great deal of work towards a general improvement in conduct, cleanliness, and the pursuit of knowledge. As I listened, I realized that this man was in no way remote from his school. His remarks all showed that he identified himself with it and everyone in it. The narrator says that as he listened, Mr. Florian, he realized that Mr. Florian was in no way remote from his school. He is not far away from his school. His remarks all showed that He identified himself with it and everyone in it. He then wished them success with the council meeting and left the stage to tremendous applause. Tremendous applause. Applause means clapping of the hands for expressing praise or congratulations and pleasure and appreciation also. Then he wished all the students a great success with this council meeting, and he left the stage with the tremendous applause. Things now moved quickly into gear. Now the proceedings of that half yearly report of the classes started moving quickly. First, Miss Joseph stood up and gave a short explanation of the council's purpose and its activities. First of all, Miss Joseph stood up and gave short explanation of council's purpose and activities. Each class would report through its representatives on the studies pursued during the half year, which began after Easter, a representative having been chosen for each subject. And then each class would report through the representatives of those classes. They would report about the studies that was pursued by their class during the half year that started after Easter, and a representative of the class had been chosen for each subject. For each subject there was a different class representative. When all the classes had completed their reports, a panel of teachers would be invited to occupy the stage and answer the questions from the body of the hall on matters arising out of the various reports. And when all the classes had completed their reports, a panel of teachers would be invited to occupy the stage and answer the queries and the questions from the body of the hall on the matters that would be aroused out of various reports by the students. The selection of the panel, as with everything else, was entirely at the discretion of the children, and no members of the staff knew either how many or which teachers would be invited to sit. Now see, this selection of the panel of the teachers, as with everything else, was entirely at the discretion, at the freedom and the independence of the children, and no members of the staff knew either how many of which teachers would be invited to sit there. The reports began with the lowest or the youngest class first. The reports began with the lowest or the youngest class first. Lowest or the youngest class means, for example, if it is from standard 1st to standard 10, then it would start from standard 1st first. These were mainly 12-year-olds who had joined the school the previous summer, and this youngest class or the first youngest class, the lowest and the youngest class, was having the students or the children mainly of 12 years old who had joined the school the last summer only. Most of them were shy and rather frightened at standing up before the entire school, but nevertheless they managed it creditably. They had been newly introduced to the difficulties of seeking information for themselves, so their report was understandably rather short. And most of the students of the youngest class, who was just of the children of 12 years olds, were shy and they were rather frightened. Means the representatives of this youngest and the lowest class, who were just the children and the students of 12 years old, were shy. They were rather frightened at standing up. They were rather fearful of standing up before the entire school. But though it was so, they managed it creditably, and they had been newly introduced to the difficulties of seeking information for themselves to report it, and that was understandably in a simple and short way. So their report was understandably rather short. Means we can say that even though they were quite frightened of standing before their entire school, and they were shy, but still they managed it properly, creditably. And as they had been introduced to the difficulties of seeking information for themselves, yet their report was understandably rather short. Though it was short, but it was understandable. So friends, we should stop here. We will discuss the further part of this chapter 17 at the time of my next video lecture. I suggest you to read this chapter properly from the beginning, and if you have any doubt or any query, you please feel free to ask me through WhatsApp or making a phone call personally. I rest here. Thank you so much. Have a nice day.